6:01 on your Wednesday. Good morning to you, Kentuckiana. Thanks for starting your morning with us. I'm Jim Stratman.
And I'm Grace McKenna. We're glad you're joining us here on WHAS 11 or on WHAS 11 Plus because it is a weather impact alert day. There is the possibility for more severe weather to move throughout Kentuckiana tonight. We're going to bring in meteorologist Julie Martin now to go over the timing, Julie, of the potential storms.
Yeah, Grace, unfortunately, the timing couldn't be worse. It will be after many of us go to bed this evening, so the most dangerous time for storm development. Taking a look here at our severe weather outlook, though, we are at a level 4 in general for much of the area out of 5, so a very decent chance that we are going to be getting some strong to severe weather in our area this evening, and that could include several long track tornadoes. So taking a look at the timing, it will be tonight and into the overnight hours. Severe storms, all modes of severe possible, hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. Have a way to get those warnings here. That's going to be very important as you head off to bed this evening. Currently, right now, we are sitting in the mid-50s out here, but we're going to be warming things up all the way into the low 80s throughout the day today, which is really not the best news because that gives the atmosphere more energy for those storms. Here's a look at our futurecast showing us in general an idea of the timing of this arrival of this first line here coming through around 10:30 this evening. You'll notice those reds, that indicating some very strong winds. We could see tornadoes embedded along that line at any point. All of that pushing through in the overnight hours into early Thursday morning with some very heavy downpours as well. We'll see some more rounds of severe weather potentially coming our way on Thursday into Friday. So right now, the thing to take away here is the heavy rain, large hail, possible tornadoes. Then we'll have to get into the flooding, that threat lasting all the way through the weekend. I'll detail that and more coming up in your full forecast.
Thank you very much, Julie. And as you just mentioned right there, flooding a very top concern for everybody here in Kentucky, and as we brace for the potential of record rainfall here in the next coming days.
WHAS 11's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Emma Gefter checked out the spots that would flood first and fast to see how they're preparing.
Just getting all hands on deck, getting ready to evacuate again.
Birds chirping, flowers flowing in the breeze, the calm before another storm. Soaking heavy rain, strong winds, lightning. Some storms could bring hail and tornadoes. But for Captain's Quarters co-owner Andrew Masterson, the rains and then flooding to come in the days through the weekend have him on edge.
So it was disappointing when we got the news, but there's nothing we can do about it.
The restaurant sitting on the Ohio River and Harrods Creek wasted no time getting their preparations underway, a system they've got down to a T.
We've been through it enough that it's just part of being on the river and running a business on the river. And
overturned tables and chairs here at Captain's Quarter, but they're taking the higher ground. This is one of the many preparations that the restaurant is doing ahead of the potential flooding.
On the inside of the restaurant, years of living through flooding have taught Masterson a thing or two.
We learn something different each flood. We make changes.
Tile floors, non-porous walls, stainless steel fixtures, floodproofing the restaurant on the river.
The last flood back right after Valentine's was about 3 feet deep in the building.
Less than 2 months ago, the restaurant was doing the same preparations. Here you can see the floodwaters covering the floors.
No, there's always a chance that we don't get the rainfall that they're calling for, and we've done all this for nothing, but you can't take the chance that we get more or just as much, and if you didn't move out, we lose everything in the building.
Ready for whatever comes out of the sky. Alex Dieterer, WHAS 11 on your side.
Captain's Quarters says that it'll be staying open through today, and then it will close up starting tomorrow to deal with these storms. Masterson said they'll open up back as soon as they're able to get everything cleaned up.
The National Weather Service now says 5 tornadoes hit Kentucky on a Sunday night. Officials say an EF1 tornado with wind speeds up to 90 miles an hour hit parts of South Meade County and Hardin County. The NWS also confirmed a tornado in Breckinridge County. This is in addition to tornadoes previously confirmed in Jefferson, Spencer, and Bullitt counties. Surveys are still being conducted.
More local news now. Louisville's oldest Ford plant will shut down later this year to undergo a historic changeover from gas-powered vehicles to electric vehicles. The Louisville assembly plant opened up all the way back in 1955, and we've now learned that it will temporarily close for some time into late 2025 to remodel the inside of the factory. The plant employs about 3,000 Ford union workers here in Louisville. The UAW Louisville chapter president Todd Dunn gave us some of these details.
They will take every single thing out of that plant. They will gut it, and then they'll come back and put in all new lines. It'll look like an empty warehouse. They'll go in and take everything out, and then they're going to redo the whole plant and set it up to build an all-electric vehicle.
Dunn tells us that the renovations could take anywhere from 8 to 10 months, with employees being laid off during that time. We are told, though, that the jobs are going to be protected and they will return to work once production starts back up. The move is to retool the Louisville assembly plant to make a new Ford electric vehicle. Ford told us that they committed a vehicle to the plant in 2023, and we'll have more details to share on it a little bit later.
Deputies from the Clark County Sheriff's Office will now be using body-worn cameras while on patrol. The change went into effect yesterday after the department said deputies received training on the devices last month during a testing period. Sheriff Scotty Maples said the change is about transparency and, quote, providing the highest level of service to our residents.
Starting today, Kentuckians as young as 15 years old can start making appointments for their driver's permits, according to the state transportation cabinet. Now, last week, Governor Andy Beshear signed a law lowering the permit age from 16 to 15, and that law went into effect immediately. But you may remember this if you were one of these parents we spoke to who were trying to sit in line for hours trying to get one of these appointments. At the time, Kentucky State Police said the transportation cabinet was making necessary system upgrades. We're told that now you can go to the KSP website to apply and schedule a written test. KYTC says new appointments are going to be added every weekday at 8 a.m. We have a link to their site along with a list of documents that you're going to need for the written test coming up in this story on WHAS11.com's homepage.
Also today, Amazon's first same-day delivery site in Kentucky is going to open here in Louisville. The company tells us it'll utilize robotics to enable Prime deliveries within hours. It's said to be able to process tens of thousands of orders a day. Mayor Craig Greenberg and other city officials are expected to attend the ribbon cutting at 10 this morning on Plantside Drive.